welcome back to part 2 of my hybrid journey. So I have got some very exciting news. As you've probably just seen in the little clips, we have got some seedlings. I'm so happy. I was really nervous. I thought, I've tried so hard to do these and made a video of series or episode 1, and what if I don't even germinate? So I'm really happy to say they have germinated. These were sown on the 1st of July. And today is the 15th of July. So it's taken 2 weeks to get to this stage. They are absolutely tiny. They are little green dots, like little bits of cress. I've got 4 different types in here. 2 of them are my hybrid. I had 2 different seed pods with them in. So luckily, I've got 2 different sections with them. I've also got a hyalina and one over here which I haven't labelled, which is very helpful. So I obviously had a bit of a moment that day and completely forgot about it, which I'm finding I do more often. So what I'm going to do is, this has had a lid on it like you saw in part 1, and I'm just going to pop that lid back on and leave it where it's been. So they are just so tiny at the minute, so they're probably a little bit too fragile to open the lid and give them any water. It is very humid in here. The soil is still really moist. It doesn't need any water at the minute. You can sometimes miss them, but I don't find it necessary. I can see tiny seeds on top of the soil here, so it might be that some will germinate as well, which would be amazing. So it's only been 2 weeks. They can take up to 4 weeks to germinate. So I'm just going to leave them a little bit longer with the lid on before I do anything else. So that is the update. We have got some success, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. I cannot wait to see these grow and then update you as well with them. The next update you'll see on this video is going to be in a couple of weeks' time, just to see the size difference of the succulents. They don't grow very quickly at all, especially at this stage, but like I've said, there might still be some in there which need to germinate, so I'm going to leave them back on the windowsill where I left them originally and just let them have that same level of light and heat. It's still really warm here at the minute, so I don't want to cook them in the greenhouse and shock them into any different conditions. So it is just the basic light levels of the light that's coming through my window. There's no grow lights or anything. I've not watered them. I've literally just left them on that windowsill. So it's amazing, what happens if they are in the right conditions. So the next clip I'll do is what they look like in a couple of weeks, and then I'll explain to you what the next step of the process is. So it's been around 2 weeks later, and there's a little bit of an update to show you. The seedlings are a little bit bigger, and it's time to kind of change their environment up to get them to grow quicker. You can leave them on the windowsill like they have been in that kind of same environment, but because it is summer, it's currently July, it's the right temperature to remove the lid now and give them a continuous kind of watering. I'm going to do it maybe daily depending on the weather. If it's really warm, they can have it daily. If it drops a little bit, it's quite cloudy some days and maybe a little bit kind of humid and moist, then they'll have it every other day. But let me show you the update. So this is the pot. Obviously I've got 4 different types of seeds in here. We've got the hyalina seeds, where there's so many of. So these are not hybrids, these are just one succulent. I find you get a lot more seeds out of this, so a lot more success from just a standard, more standalone plant rather than a hybrid. So that's always worth noting if you're looking into seedlings and things. Something I've noticed more recently anyway. This one over here is one of the Heart's Choice hybrids that I'm trying to make. So we've got quite a few in here, and they're getting quite tall as well. We've got a few new ones popped up over the time since the last video. And I don't know, I'm hoping you can see, if for example in the middle of this one you've got some new leaves growing. So they are now starting to grow what are called true leaves. So they all start out looking the same like this, and then eventually they'll start to grow these true leaves, which obviously is what then starts to form the shape of the hybrid or succulent you're actually growing, which is really exciting. I'm so happy to see them at such a quick time, really. It's not been very long since they've been planted. So it's now, what date is it today? 26th. So 25 days. It's really not that long in, well, succulent world anyway. So that one is the one I can't remember what it is now. Getting quite tall, so that's a shame. But it's not the end of the world. It's just they need a little bit more light. Maybe they were further away from the sun in the windowsill. I'm not too sure. Sometimes it just depends on the variety. I've grown some frilly plants before, and they have kind of stretched quite a lot because they are just naturally a taller plant, I think. And these ones actually are a little bit leggier as well. So this is the second batch of the hybrid. So I've got 2 different sets here from different blooms, I believe. So, oh, we've got, how does that happen? We've got one growing up on the side there. So I think I will move that down into the soil, but that's strange. So you make all this lovely space for them and they decide to go up there. It's obviously where I've tipped one in and just caught on the side, but yeah, interesting. So not quite as many this side as over here, and quite nicely spaced. So I think they will probably grow quite well. So what I'm going to do now is find a new position for them in the greenhouse, and that's where they'll stay until the next video. So obviously I'll continue this series and give you updates as they grow, and I'll show you what happens next in the growing process. So we're now in the growing greenhouse. So in here I have some leaf props, quite a few, some pups which are rooting, some more pups, and it just continues down here. So that's that level, and then below I have my seedlings. So this is where I keep any really new ones. They actually do grow so well once you take the lid off and start giving them water, like these ones. They start growing and getting these true leaves really quickly. So these ones over here, I've got some, these have been in here for a long time. They were really leggy and I've plucked some out recently and they've kind of grown into really big plants. So I need to do that again soon. There's some other ones which they're very light in colour, aren't they? I've got a random weed growing in there, so I need to remove that. And then my newest ones are over here. And I think these ones in here are from last year, so I need to pluck out those. I think there's only about 5 or 6. And get them potted on so they can get out of that. It's kind of like moss and stuff has grown in there now. So yeah, there's not very good conditions in there anymore. But I just need to make some room, and I'm going to put these in here with some other tubs as well, which I've done recently. And that means I just come in here in the evening, just give them either a mist or a water. Probably a mist to start with. That's probably a bit more gentle on the little leaves. I don't want to beat them up with the hose or anything. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is just leave them in here, getting lots of light. I've got some shade netting up, so if it is really strong, they will obviously get that as a little bit of shelter. And yeah, they'll still get lots of light. And I just need to make sure they do not dry out, because seedlings do not enjoy drying out at all. They're complete opposite to a mature plant. So that's where we're at with the seedlings right now. I'm really excited to see them develop over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully those true leaves that are now starting to grow will really grow a lot bigger, and we'll be able to start seeing some characteristics from either the mother or the father, and yeah, start to see those hybrids forming. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss part 3. Part 3 will be me moving the seeds when they're a little bit bigger and potting them on in a seed tray, and that enables them to kind of stretch their legs, grow their own root system to be a lot bigger, and that really does help with the growth of the seed. So if you are interested in seeing that, please subscribe. But thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.